curious, like, you're still obviously growing and developing as a quarterback. So what kind of things, when you look back at last week, that you look and say, what are some of the things I guess you learned from even that game?
Yeah, it's kind of more of the same from the previous weeks. Again, you go back and look at those 2 picks. They're just bad decisions and bad throws. And then there's a couple of things on film that we saw where my footwork was kind of out of whack on certain plays, and I was kind of late to throws, which ended up in being incomplete passes in crucial situations. So it's just really honing down on the little things and trying to clear those things up.
When you're late on some of those throws, and you go back and look at it, what is it maybe that you see anything that causes you to be late that you say, oh, I can't let this fool me, I've got to just let it go now?
Yeah, it was like there was one, deep over route to Terry that I kind of I didn't throw out enough, and I go back on film and I'm in gun and I take a 7-step drop, which you're not supposed to do. So I took a 5 and let it go. So you kind of go back on film on that certain play, you take a 7-step drop, and I'm feeling pressure from the right side. Well, that's on me because I took a 7-step drop. I shouldn't have been that deep. So again, it's just little things like that. Clear them up, help the guys up front a little bit, and go from there.
You've gone, not that you're going head-to-head against other quarterbacks, but obviously you're competing against these guys. You've gone against some good ones, Mahomes, Rodgers, next couple weeks, about as good as it gets. Of course, you already did this against Tom Brady in the playoffs. What did you learn from that Brady game, and going through this year about focusing on you and not thinking about, hey, I have to keep pace with that guy who's, who the star quarterback?
Yeah, like you just said, it's like last year, I wasn't going against Tom Brady. I was going against the Bucs defense. So you can't look at it like you're going against Mahomes. You just got to keep to your game plan. We're going against the Chiefs defense. And so that's what all of us as an offense have to understand. It's, we just have to keep playing our game and keep executing our game plan.
Obviously, there are some games for any team at any level where the other team just can't be stopped, and you're as the quarterback, our guy, have to keep pace. How do you maintain then that philosophy of I just have to focus on me and not get caught up in the moments of, oh, crap, the scoreboard keeps changing?
Well, we saw that week 3 against Buffalo, and we saw how that ended up. I tried to make a couple plays here and there, and that ended up in some interceptions, and the game really got out of hand. So, again, it's more that complementary football. Hey, we might not get a first down here. Let's try and get 10 yards on 3rd and 15, flip the field, and give our defense a chance to stop and get the ball back. So, it's really just more of the same from like that Buffalo week, the scenario that you're talking about. So again, yeah, it's just playing our game and trying to move those chains and not try and be too much.
I feel like your time with the twos in the offseason maybe helped you build some chemistry with Ricky Seals and Cam Sims and some of the backup DeAndre Carter. Is that kind of a real thing, or is that just something that's easy for us to say?
Yeah, that's a real thing. It's difficult when you go into a game not throwing to a guy for a long time. So, yeah, playing with the twos and playing with Dax and DeAndre and Ricky, I got a good feel for them. So it was nice for them when they came in the game. I felt very comfortable, and they made some plays. So it was cool. We all got some confidence from that.
And how do you feel like you're balancing your running the past couple of starts? I know trying to protect yourself, but it seems like you're getting more yards there with the rushing. How do you think that's going?
Yeah, like I said before, it's one of those things that we don't really talk about. We don't want to say, hey, take off and run. It's one of those things that just happens. So in the last 2 weeks, I think I've done a good job of that. So hopefully we can just keep that rolling.
As much as you're not thinking about Mahomes during the game, is there anything you can watch Patrick Mahomes, what he does in games, whether it's just kind of watching as a fan or as a quarterback, that you can appreciate and say, this is a guy who's won in the NFL. These are little elements that he does that you can kind of pick up something?
I don't know if you can pick up anything from Mahomes. He's one of those, I'm not even going to say a wild card. He's just he's an unbelievable athlete / quarterback. And so, again, I kind of go back to when I was training kids when I wasn't playing and they're trying to do Mahomes-type stuff. I'm like, listen, you're not Mahomes. That's something that he can do. We can't. So, I do like watching him play. It's really fun to watch. But, again, I don't try and pick up any type of stuff from his game because that'll probably get me in trouble.
DeAndre Carter, you guys seem to have a pretty good connection, especially over these last 2 games. What makes him such a valuable asset, especially on those chunk plays?
He's just a professional. he doesn't get the most reps in practice, but he's paying attention to meetings. He's paying attention at practice, and he knows what to do in certain situations, certain coverages. So we all have a lot of confidence in him. Like when you see him in the huddle, he's got those confident eyes. He's ready to go, and you know he's going to do the right thing. So and he's a playmaker out there. So we're really excited when he's in the huddle, and he makes some big plays.
Just having experience in the league, similar for you, even if you're not on the field or a game day active, how does that help you guys, just being in that environment, being in the meeting rooms?
Yeah, I mean, the more experience you have, obviously, the more confident you're going to be. Me myself, I'm still getting more confident with every start. And again, he's been in the league for a while. He's played with some really good quarterbacks, so he's a confident guy. So again, when we see him in the huddle, we all feel comfortable that he's going to do the right thing and make a play.
Without Logan Thomas in the red zone, obviously you guys still have Terry and Antonio, but I'm just wondering how that changes your perception down there or anything like that.
I don't think it does. Obviously, we miss him down there. He's a big target, and he's made plays in the red zone in the past. But we have a lot of confidence in Ricky too. You've seen the plays that he's made, and he's made a lot of plays throughout practice and training camp too. So. He's a big body. He runs great routes. He has great hands. So I feel like if you just give him the opportunity to make the play, he's going to make it. So that's not a knock on Logan. It's just we feel comfortable with Ricky as well.
I imagine this wasn't the first time in your career you had a game you'd rather put behind you. Is there anything you do or anything mentally to help you move on to the next one?
No, I'm still kind of pissed off about it, but I just use that as fuel for the next week. I kind of came out to practice today still a little pissed off about, some of those plays I made, and I just use that as fuel to get better throughout the week. Some people, use different methods, but I kind of hold it with me and use it as fuel. So I've done that throughout my career.
For the whole team, obviously, you guys, it was a tough loss. Are there things you're seeing that lead you to believe we're turning the corner, we're making the strides we need to make?
Yeah, again, there's just a handful of plays here or there that, if we eliminate, we play almost a perfect game. I feel like that, the defense had some turnovers there in the first quarter that we just didn't capitalize on. And then, again, a couple of those picks I threw. Again, if you take away 2 or 3 plays on offense, 2 or 3 plays on defense, we feel like we've made some strides throughout the week. So, again, it's just every day coming out there, trying to get better, build on it. And again, I feel like we still haven't played our best football yet, so we'll see.